I like that
And
idea.
it also makes use of their unique passives as well.
Yeah.
Because like it forces you to hit it if it's threat state, you're forced to hit it and take a cooldown reduction, for example.
Oh, with the light one.
It's pretty nasty.
Wait, my light gargoyle's broken then.
That's true.
No, it's good. I would
Wait,
say
didn't you have one? Do you have one? Yeah, but you have one. You were testing one out, weren't you, Fairy?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Oh,
that's all I need to hear.
And it's gone.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear.
Back to storage we go, boys.
Yeah, back to storage. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another podcast. Today, we got the Night Crew. Yeah, the Night Brigade podcaster people stuff. We got Lucky and Weak Dog back again this week. And DJ. Welcome back, DJ. It's been a little while since we had you on the podcast. Actually, a couple weeks now, right? Because we had you a couple weeks ago, I believe, right? Yeah. Welcome back to the podcast. And we have a new face to the podcast today. Somebody who's been streaming in the community quite a bit. His name is Fairy LOL. Good to have you, man. Oh, you are muted actually right now. No wonder I didn't hear you say anything. No wonder.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. There we go. Try to say something one more time. Let me check your volume.
Testing.
Okay, I'll turn you up a little bit. Sure. Yeah, well, welcome. Do me a favor, maybe introduce yourself. Let people know a little about you. How long you've been playing Summoners War. How long ago you got into streaming, and yeah, anything about yourself you wanna say. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Fairy. I've been playing Summoners War for 2.5 years. I had to double check that. Not even close to 3 years, but I've just started streaming only for a year. Mostly into RTA at the moment. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen you. I've gotten to meet you a couple times from the event, and you've been around in the communities way longer than even before you started streaming in the Summoners community that we have here on definitely on Twitch. So it's good to have you to join the podcast, and should be pretty fun. Yeah, chit-chatting about some of these topics that we have lined up for tonight. Without further ado, let's just get right into this podcast. This podcast here, and start off with topic number one. Topic number one. New Fusion event. What are your thoughts on this? I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it. People are like, "Oh, this thing's kind of crazy. Oh, what do I do for this event? Oh, I'm so confused. What do I need to know about this event? What do you think about this event? Apparently, it's supposed to be one of the best Fusion events and pretty solid event overall that they've given us. And from there, we can kind of expand and talk about, what other types of events you guys want to see in the future. We can give some suggestions, right? Maybe customize our thoughts on the event. That would be kind of cool to see. Go ahead, take it away.
I fed my fire succubus, like all of them, so I'm pretty happy I get one back.
Oh, cute. I got a free Ikea now.
Nice. Wait, what did you feed him for? Just randomly for like 15 legendary or what?
I think I fed it to one of the other ones. Maybe the blue one, I don't remember.
The water one, yeah.
And I just didn't save one.
I see. So what do you think about it? Like, yeah, from what you've seen so far, is this a really good? Because typically at Fusion events in the past, we kind of get a couple of essences, some resources, and some 4 stars. Yeah, what makes this one kind of different or kind of really, really good for players?
Well, they've extended a lot of the freebies that you get with the Fusion event, so you get a lot of extra materials. So not just the essences, but there's a lot more to it. You also, it's heavily geared. I feel like it's heavily geared towards early to mid game players. Like for example, on the extra account that I'm playing, the progressional account that I'm trying out at the moment. It's already had Bale done, but now it allows me to push out a Jean a lot quicker than I would have expected to. So that wasn't in the radar for that account for a few more months. But now it's like, well, I may as well get it done now, get a few free skill ups, which is the second component of the event because they give out 4 free skill ups. So it helps people break into a part of content that they may not have already been focusing towards. So it actually helps a lot of people. For example, if you haven't fused a Bale, probably a good chance to get a Bale fused and focus on getting free skill ups towards that Bale as well. Working on that 3rd skill on the Bale, which is the most important one if you're trying to break into BJ5. But I think it's one of the better Fusion events just purely because of those free skill ups. I think 4 free double ones makes it a lot easier. Makes it a lot more easier to pull out a unit and make use of it. So
it's nuts.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
It's insane. Yeah.
What about you, Roger? What are you thinking about this event so far?
I actually didn't know this was going on, so I was just checking it out before.
Bro, there's a re-app in there. That's all you need to know.
Is there actually?
Yeah, there is. There's a re-app. There's Devilmon. It's like a normal event. Yeah, it's like a
Honestly,
normal event.
I feel like all Fusion events should be like this. Like the ones that we get deep, I feel like it's just been like recycled over and over, right? And it's just like too Because what do? You just like you don't. Most players don't even actively go for like the awakening material, do you? Like you just do world boss and hope that world boss gives you enough essence to complete like all the small missions, right? Usually.
Right.
And like I don't think anyone actually. I mean, this definitely helps new players a lot more as well. Like you said, and I get to choose 3 monsters as well, right, rather than 2.
Yeah, 3, correct. You get 3 options.
Yeah, it's three 4-stars, right? So either it's like more to finish the fusion. That's a lot of the fusion actually. That's like a whole fusion pretty much.
Right? It's a whole fusion,
basically
right?
it's another fusion. Yeah.
It's whatever you're missing, whatever you're missing. You got to have one of those most likely, right? And you just fill in the last 3. You're good.
Yeah. And then for early game players, if you do fuse in that 5, you get an extra 1,500 points, which helps out a lot towards the event. And then once you get all that done, once you actually complete all of event 1, which is like I think the fusion part, the free units, then you actually get the Devilmons for the Nat 5 essentially that you can.
So 5 isn't that 5 Devilmon?
No, it's the fusion. It's
fusion skill up. So if you didn't
so whatever
the fusion, you can use it.
So you can only skill up the ones that you fused already.
So unless you're like an end game player, your best bet if you are an end game player and you haven't fully capped out your units on skill 1 or skill 2, whatever it may be, you can cap out like a Katarina. But if you haven't capped out, like for example, the only unit I can use it on is Fire Panda because I've skilled up everything else. So I'm dumping it on that. There's no other use for me for that one. But for a lot of early game players, as I said before, Bale, probably your best bet, or Jean.
Yeah. My Jean's not even skilled up, so I'll use it for that.
Right.
But I think it's super nice, and I think I feel like you don't have to go as far as giving like the free skill ups. Not even like a lot of them. Like I feel like the event should be like this more often. I know it's like a special thing for 6th year. But like the default fusion skill one, like honestly, I feel like it's just like it's kind of old and it's just like constantly recycled.
Yeah, I mean they were good though. I mean, like don't get me wrong, the other fusion events were nice, right? The essences was big. Like we don't care as much about it, but as an early game player, man, those essences are kind of a pain, bro. Like that's the worst part of the game is finding those essences. What about you, Ferry? What do you think so far about the event? Like what you've seen and gone through, and what are your general thoughts on it?
I think it's nice for like just like crafting any fusion monster that you are still missing. But like for most of the early to mid game players, I say if your Bale's not maxed out on skill 3, this is your opportunity, guys.
Big.
Like this is your damage.
Yeah, this is like no excuse for BJ5, right? You got all those people like, did you do BJ5 yet? Oh no, not yet. I never did a fusion yet. Or, I don't have skill ups for my Balagur. It doesn't hit hard enough. Yeah. Stop being a bitch. Do it now, baby. Yeah, fuse the Balagur. Get it to the damn BJ5s, okay? Yeah, ain't no damn excuses, bro. Ain't no damn excuses anymore. And
also,
I guess
just on the topic.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just on the topic of fusion as well. Do you like know if they're gonna bring out anything new? I had a lot of I've been streaming a bit, and every time I start streaming, there's always since like this event came out, a lot of people have been asking me, what should I go for fusion? Because I've got like the important ones, and everything else just feels kind of useless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you consider the important ones? I guess that's.
Well, they say they've got like Bale or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, do I need Jawn for TUA hard, or is it better to just go like Fire Panda or something?" And I'm like, and then I sit there and I think about it, and I try to think about the actual uses of them both. Like Fire Panda really is only maybe used for like beginner R5 teams.
Beginner R5s and Necro, and then I actually think he's decent in Guild Wars. Like out of a player that doesn't have a big monster box, it's actually pretty big as a tank, defense breaker, sustain unit. I think it's really good with the defense lead.
And then it's similar to Jawn as well, right? So main use is probably going to be Guild Wars, and then maybe TOA hard. So then I feel like Sigmaris. Does anyone actually use Sigmaris anymore? I feel like some people might use him early game.
Early game for him is pretty good for.
And like Veramos is just dead now, right? Like no one uses Veramos anymore.
I still think Veramos is good, I still think he's good for Guild Wars and a couple other PvE content. Like he's really good in Guild Wars. Like it's a soft counter and stuff that they can use for Jean if they don't have a lot of responses. It's really good. And for Siege, especially in the lower sieges.
Yeah, but like Jean just loses to like Ved.
Right, but how many Veds do you have, right, for like an account, right? You have to have multiple for Siege, right? You're getting into Siege, you don't have a lot of responses, and even basic Guild Wars. I think he's a good damage dealer, man. If I was mid game, I wouldn't even root him tank. I would root him damage like a bruiser because he hits hard. His skill 1 is the same as all the other Ifrits. They all hit hard.
I feel like you're just better off using other Ifrits though.
If you don't have them yet. Takes a long time, Now that we have them all, we're like, but
then, would you want to invest the materials into fusing a Veramos when you can just wait for the other Ifrits? It's probably, but you get it in the same time, right? If you just do Guild Wars and stuff, you get enough guild points to like make it to Siren or whatever.
True.
True.
It really depends on where you are in the game, how much you're gonna
Yeah.
spend, how big your monster box is. Super early
Mm.
game. I guess it's nice for the runes, right? The 6 5-star
Yeah, I think the
legendary
only
violet
use
runes.
I see
Kind
of
of nice.
Veremos is just for, like the quest runes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of nice early game.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess the end game players, it's nice just to get skill ups for any of these 4 stars that are right here that you need to skill up any unit that you want, right? You're gonna skill it up right away. And like you said, if you don't have the skill ups for the Nat 5s from the fusion, you can skill it up through here, especially your Balaguer. So talking a little bit about this for future events, you think they should do this more for future events then? Really? Like, I think this idea of giving like this skill up for the fusion units only is kind of nice.
We
Right,
get
even-
3 right from this event.
4.
Yeah.
4, 3.
4
4?
for the fusion.
Yeah,
You get
4
3
for
monsters
fusion.
and 4 skill ups.
Yeah,
I mean, they
4
could just cut it
skill
down. Like keep it. I think 3 monsters is better to keep it up because you usually get 2, right? I think 3 isn't too unreasonable. And then like if you don't want to give out 4 Devilmon, just make it like 2 or something. But I
Yeah.
think it's just super nice, and I think it definitely does help early mid game players a lot.
I think it doesn't even affect the end game player. Like if they give these out, like if I already have something
doesn't at all,
max,
yeah.
right? Like I'm maxed already, so I don't care about it. But new people coming into the game, that's big, right? It really helps them to get them getting in the game. So that's more players into it, which I think is really really nice. I don't know if they have to give all this craziness like Devilmon, Reap, because we can't expect
Yeah, that's
this
just a bonus.
every
Yeah.
every event, right? It's not every event we get all this like crazy stuff. So
I wish you could pick like the same 4-star though.
True.
because you want skill ups.
No, I
just
mean
want, like,
like
yes,
I
yeah.
don't need the other ones, right? I
Right.
just
Yeah.
want to make another Triana, or I want to try out the new Succubus. So I just want 3 of those.
I see.
So that would be cool in the future.
Yeah, I think that would appease to the end game players as well. Then,
Yeah,
would be kind of nice, and I don't think that gives a whole lot away, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah. Something that was mentioned in chat, Sudsy just
Sure.
mentioned free Verd for new players. So the issue that
Mhm.
early game players would face with Verd is that getting the Fire in Champion, it's not a farmable monster. So if you don't actually have a Verd right now, I'd recommend picking one of those as your 4-star option, so you can actually get into dragons a bit quicker. Otherwise, yeah, you might have a bit of a hard time trying to get the fodder required to fuse a Verd later on.
That's actually a really good idea. So maybe the best strategy for this event is, you're going for Sigmars, like if you're early game or something. Pick 2 that you're gonna take, and the third one, make sure you have the 3-star resources to make that 4-star, and then pick the Verd as well. So then you got that Verd for your dungeon, and you got the 2 for the event. That's a smart thing. That's actually big. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Verd's a really really big unit. That's why for early gameplay and early dungeons for sure. I like that. What kind of other events do you guys want to see in the future? I mean, it doesn't even have to be this kind of event idea. Have you guys ever thought about that? Like, what kind of events would be kind of cool if we can customize our own event? I think if we give them ideas, it'd be nice, because I feel like they don't know, right? They're redoing reoccurring events constantly, and then once in a while we see like something new, something different. But
Give us
Any
another
idea?
rune event like this one. Give us another blacksmith rune event. Give me another. Give me more. Oh, more.
you don't want a legendary blacksmith, you want a epic diamond prestige blacksmithing event.
Let me roll plus 12 with coins, right?
30 speed rune. You're crazy,
Just
dude.
give it a Nate at this point. Just give it a Nate.
That might
Chuck in an
actually
18
be
as well.
that might
Let me roll
actually
in
be
an 8.
something. That might actually be something like an innate crafting event. That might be
Innate
possible.
rolling? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be feasible.
Sorry, it was 3 skill ups, by the way. 3 skill ups from the Nat 5 component.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's still time.
I thought it had 4 boxes, but there's only 3.
Oh, it's only 3. I mean, still good. Still good.
Sorry, going back on that one. Just wanted to clarify before we moved on.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, what kind of event do you want to see? I've never really thought about it.
What about like a re-app event? Like you put your own rune, and then you get to like collect coins and roll your rune. Like not the crafting part, but the other part.
So you nominate a rune and you get to keep re-rolling it.
Yeah. You shove your own rune in there.
The same of them giving us reaps.
Kinda, I guess.
Give us more reaps.
What if they're like going off that idea? Kind of. What if they gave us a resource that could lock a substat in for X amount of times? Like you can lock a speed substat now in your rune, and when you throw in your own reaps or whatnot, it'll keep that speed substat in there and just re-roll the other 3 and potentially roll that speed one. It doesn't guarantee you're gonna get quad, but it keeps that
It just guarantees
speed
that
there.
you get the speed there.
Yeah.
Right,
So
and it's not
drops-
that game breaking, right? And it also would, quote unquote, business model. I mean, people buy more re-up packs too, right? With that kind of thing. I don't know, something like that.
Interesting.
Because I mean, like we always have those rune power up events where it's like we get those special things that helps us to double the chances of powering up runes. I'm thinking of something like in that realm, you know.
I hate
I
that.
wanted to bring
Those
back
are
the old rune power ups where it doesn't cap at 50.
Does it cap at
If I want to
50?
farm 5,000 rune power ups, just let me do it. You know how I don't know if you guys played back then, but
yeah.
Yeah,
power up stones now they cap at 50.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
you just farm as many as you want.
True.
Because
Yeah.
like 50, is that even like half the time you go through 50, it doesn't even like double the power up. You still use 50 going from 14 to 15, right?
Right.
So like if I want to use crystals to farm to get more, I mean just why like I don't think it's that big of a deal to give us extra power up stones. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's
I
capped.
I never understand the cap with it. That's something that I was really surprised when they brought it out. Like, why cap something like that as a resource? We still haven't need burn mana to use it up. You know what I mean? So
Like they could do the math on it, right? Like the events x amount period of times, that resources at an x amount of drop rate, they can extrapolate how much a potential player can get, and they can see how detrimental it is. It would just be saving mana and time, I guess, that the player would get, and that's if they were to farm it crazily, right? So I don't think it's game breaking. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool if they.
I also really like the 2x drops in the B10s.
Oh
If
yeah.
they could make that an event, just give us like a 1 hour token to use it again once a month or something. I think it'd be really sick.
I like that. We thought they were gonna do like a monthly thing where you get one of each dungeon, once per week in the daily login. We thought that's what's gonna happen, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, but just like even if they did an event with it, I think it's still fine. Or even like double raid drops, I guess, if you really wanted to push it. But I think double B10 for sure isn't too unreasonable to ask for. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Double beast
Kinda
would be
like a
cool
nerf.
too.
Oh, for the resources?
The elemental crystal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked about that in the last podcast, kind of seeing if they could revamp the system because as we know, it's imbalanced, right, with the amount of resources that drop. in
Yeah, I
there.
have so many of
So,
those stupid white ones
Yeah,
and
So
no
it's-
pink ones.
It's not as even of drops across the different, I guess you can say levels of scores. So that's one of the issues with that. And then making it so those runes are maybe potentially easier to craft and obtain, they might be more viable to be used, right? Is what we talked about last time. I think an event for two-dimensional, I mean two AXP, double AXP would be kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Certain amount of time would be fine because the player can only have about 100 energy anyways, right? I mean,
Or
it's
just like
not
one
like
of the like a regular EXP booster, but just make it 1 hour or something, or like 2 hours for double awakening EXP.
No,
If
they
you have
just
the
have to
ones
set it like make an event, just set a certain time, and then the ones like how they have double EXP right now, you log in to do
Yeah.
it, and people just save 100 of those AXP energy and burn it, right?
Yeah.
Or 130, I guess, because you can buy 30 a week technically. Wait, can you go over the cap? Technically, can I?
No.
But why would you want to go over the cap
It
anyways?
makes you refill at the cap anyway.
Okay.
It's like energy you can't buy over refill.
Mm,
I think if you're at 99, you can buy 10 go to 109, but like that's as high as you can go.
mm.
And why would you anyway, right? You'd rather let it naturally regen.
Yeah. Any other ideas? Did you think of anything, Ariel, that you want to see in events since you've been playing for a while, or events that you liked in the past that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
I mean, besides more of the runecraft event, but realistically, like they've been cycling events over and over. I guess better rewards because it's 6-year anniversary. But,
So
yeah.
you think there's gonna be another event then? Like they've been dropping some fat ones there. Like this is what event this fusion event, if this consider anniversary, is what event 4 technically,
I think 3 or 4.
3 or 4, right? So if
Yeah.
they're gonna do
You should
6
be
or
doing
6 years,
6, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
we don't know, but I mean, we think, right? It'd be cool if they did 6. Yeah,
The anniversary the Hall of Heroes will probably be one.
right. I mean, that's what we're gonna talk about as well. If that's actually gonna happen. It's been so late. When is the global anniversary? Do you know actually by chance? Wait a minute. It's
I
like
think it's 2 months after the Korea
Yeah,
release.
that sounds about right.
I think it's June.
so it's
early
June
right?
then.
Early June.
Yep.
Huh.
Because
Interesting.
my account created when Global came out, and my account was created June 5th, I think.
Oh,
So
okay,
it's like
okay.
mid June.
Wait, did you get baited by like an advertisement like, "Hey, global launch" or something like that, and you like?
I don't
joined the
even know,
game?
remember. I think I told the story before, but I was in like it was in my year 12, so my final year of high school.
Yeah.
And I was in like physics class, and I was like, man, I hate this shit. And I opened my phone, and I just downloaded Summoner Sword, and I was like, let's go, dude.
Hey, I gotta ask you though. What'd you think of the graphics of Summoners back then? Top notch, right? Or
Honestly,
what?
not bad, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
like
bad.
5 years ago, man. We're talking like Papega
Actually, it's
graphic times.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, like back then, like most of the games were kind of like, man, we consider those decent, you know. So
Mhm.
it was not bad for sure. All right, I think we talked over some really good Fusion event, our thoughts about it. So make sure you guys are doing this event on the daily. Get those points. Get through this event, whether you're mid, early, late, or even a super early game player and you're super new to the game. This event is insane. Right? Of course, we know the scrolls and the rune event is insane, but this is actually insane in terms of getting the 4 stars and the skill ups. This is a lot of resources, so don't miss out on this event. Really, really good. Moving over to topic number 2 here. Gonna talk about the HOH. So Tanya HOH is happening. Yeah, it's gonna be happening. It's happening right now. It's actually happening. What are your thoughts on Tanya? Yeah, do you think she's a good unit? Have you used her before? And can we talk more about any ideas we want to see on how HOHs can be changed in the future? Or is this gonna just kind of how be HOH Hall of Heroes is gonna be for forever? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Take it back to the old HOH. It's just like the stones. Don't put a cap on it.
Really?
So back in the day, you just farmed pieces, right? Now you farm pieces and it caps out at B10. Back in the day, if you had the willpower and the crystals, you just farm like 500 of them.
Roger wants everybody to lose their
was me.
weekend once a month.
Yep, that's what it used to be, right? Farming the
You're
whole
gonna-
weekend, right?
I think I farmed like 27 rands or something.
Your
I
whole
still
weekend,
have-
dude, is gone. It's just HOH
Yeah.
farming, dude.
500
that's-
Gemini pieces.
You want that?
Exactly. See, DJ's got 500.
Oh my god. You want that though? What the?
Yes. Come on.
Gross, dude. Gross. I don't know. But going first on Tanya, have you used her before? Do you know much about her?
I
Personally?
Played with her a little bit. I think the black one is better though.
Yeah,
What's her
I was
name?
gonna say,
Isabel? Isabel?
Isabel.
Yeah.
She's okay for a siege. 4-star towers, I think. You can do like some sneaky stuff with her.
Tanya?
No. I don't think the wind ones, the wind and the light don't get used. I think she's pretty much just a skill up this event.
I used
honestly,
to use
if
the
you-
wind one. It used to be
Yeah.
it's basically a 4-star Katarina
Yeah.
with worse stipulation.
It's
Pretty
the
much.
downgraded fusion monster, basically.
It says you have to kill something for it to bounce, and the bounce is random. Yeah, but
Yeah.
this was I used to use her and used to play around with her before Triana was really kind of like a thing. So it
Yeah.
was even more so better, right? Nowadays, a little bit more monk-esque to kind of use it, right?
But
So
was that for? Did you use her for content, or did you use her because she was actually good?
I used her the same reason you'd use a Katarina, because it's stupid. It's just you just like to use it. It's just fun. It's just fun.
Content, right? It's content.
content.
So I don't
It's
think I don't
content.
think she's actually that good of a unit then.
Content.
Yeah.
It's content, dude. It's content.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think she's just kind of gonna be skill ups for water one if people are still using that for certain dungeons, PvE
If you
areas.
use the water one for the only dungeon you'd really use her for is DB10 still, but I don't know if people still need her for DB10, especially with like Lauren.
certain sieges, certain siege defenses is kind of nice against Gargoyles and stuff like that. Just can nuke it instantly, right?
Well,
You
she's
kill it.
also she's also good against China Martina as well.
Yeah.
She's a counter for
What's her
China
base?
Martina cards. Well, you run her with Susanna Orion into those.
Oh, so you just get a 30 lead, yeah.
You
Okay.
get a
but-
30 lead and she recycles her third skill. She kills a unit. So
Yeah.
usually if they're paired with Triana, you nuke a target down and then you can.
Well, you
reuse
nuke the
third
Shayna,
skill.
right? Or either or whichever one's squishy.
Yeah, Shayna or
Yeah.
Martina, whatever you target first.
Oh, I see. I see. Interesting.
I mean, the fire one you can use as well, right?
we talked a little bit
fire
about
one-
it. It's a little weird.
Fire one's for like the old. I know people used to use her in KB5, was it?
Yeah.
I see some people use her. If you want to run 2-man BJ5, you can do 2 BJ5s and like a twins team on the side with as an AP, and you can run Lexi in that as well. And it's just like it does do enough damage to clear, so like you can use her there. But I don't think there's many other uses for. I think Island said like you can use her for like a turn 1 unit a few podcasts ago, but
Turn one. Which one?
the
Did I?
red one, the red assassin.
Oh yeah, we were speculating for fun, right? Just like what were you gonna use that to counter? we were using it to counter something
Just
specifically.
healing in general, right?
Yeah, maybe counter healing in general. I forget, or damage reduction in
Yeah.
general. I forget what it was.
Because I think we're talking about how to make RTA a bit more interesting, like the deeper in you go, instead of just having HP down, attack up, you do like reduced healing and stuff.
I think she was also going to be used for silence turn 1 too, right? That's two silence.
That's what you said. You said you can use her for a turn 1 silence, and
I don't know. Yeah,
know.
something like that.
that.
Yeah, something like that. They're just coming up with stupid crap, right?
Yeah.
But
I wonder if they're giving us a bad HOH to hype up an anniversary HOH next weekend.
But we know what the anniversary HOH would be, right? The speculated.
Yeah.
Like we know what the units are. It's like it's Smokey, which is the fire jack-o'-lantern, Ran, the dark Rakshasa, Avarice, the water Anubis, Emesity, right? The wind horse, and Ava, the light Puree. That's the extrapolated units, you know, going by the trend. Right? Everybody wants it to be next year already, Gemini, but that's not happening unless they do it this year and they do it next year.
No Geminis for you losers. DJ's got 500 pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a Gemini. If you guys don't have one, you know what? Yeah, you're a boys.
So what else changes to HOHs would you guys like to see? Is there anything, or just kind of keep it the same? Because we're gonna run out of units eventually, unless they make more units, and unless they like start cycling things a lot more, we're gonna run out of units soon, right? Because it's every month. They don't make units that quickly, even though it's all the elements. So we're eventually gonna run out, like next year or the year before, unless they plan the game to be dead by then, which I hope not.
Well, they've already stipulated that they may be reusing units.
Repeats. They said that once before, didn't they?
Oh.
They said it before. So they disclosed that already, that eventually they
Yeah,
may
they
decide to re-roll units out. So
Mhm.
that's what it's going to come to. I'd rather that than them dishing out like the stronger LD4s or stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
That way, you know what I mean?
That's
Because
fair.
it really pretty much gets rid of the exclusivity of having LD4s.
Correct.
Right, because some LD4s are actually nuts, right? Like if they bring out Ileana, then I don't want to do RTA with everyone having an Ileana running around and stuff like that. So I'd rather them just recycle, to be honest.
It would make summoning LD scrolls really shitty too.
Because you're pretty much
then
only going for the
All
LD
you need is
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
5.
whoa, whoa,
Everything
whoa.
else is crap.
Whoa, let me correct you. It would make summoning LD scrolls shittier. Okay?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
already
shitty.
shitty, okay?
Yeah.
It would make it shittier.
Probably
Correct
a ton
right
of
there.
their money comes in from LD scrolls, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Because whales just buying LD scrolls to like go for the LD5s. Probably like a large portion of their money comes in from LD. So I don't think they want to decrease the value of LD scrolls, I guess you could call it.
No. As long as they bring back HOHs that are really viable skill ups, right? Pirate captains, jokers, like stuff like that people can appreciate and use. I think that'd be really, really nice, actually. Yep. Okay. Actually, one more thing I want to add. What do you think of this random idea? Okay. HOH unit for the month, right? Whatever the HOH unit is, that unit, if used in areas of the game, gives you a bonus, or is a part of the event, or it gives you some more resources, or it does something, right? So it highlights that unit, kind of makes it fun for maybe mid or late game players to build it and actively want to use it, right, in areas of the game. What do you think?
Interesting.
Right?
Does it stack?
I don't know.
Can
I
I
don't know.
use all 5 of them?
I don't know. This is up in the air on what you what we can extrapolate. But I was just thinking,
Yeah,
right?
makes things
Tanya's
a bit more fun,
right?
Yeah.
right? So you're not forced to build it, so you can build it if you want. And then you're not getting like punished if the unit turns out to be absolutely garbage. If you can make it work, it's a bit of like a challenge thing. You get a little bit of reward for it. I think it works.
Mm-hmm. Or the easiest thing is they probably just make like a side event. Usage of this unit gives points, and then points can be traded
Buy
for
stuff.
X, right?
Yeah.
And it's a monthly event. That would be kind of cool. It's an ongoing monthly store or something. Yeah, it's a event point, and you can buy some stuff from there. And then there holds a new area that they can have a new store, right, in the game. I don't know. 4-star Devilmon? I don't know. I've been asking for that for a while, but it makes sense, right? You got HOH for a 4-star, and you get 4-star Devilmon as a reward for the using it. I don't know.
They kind of
I
added
mean,
that.
we know they've got like
already,
the mechanic in game, right?
But it's only
released
for the mission,
The
right? One
quest
time.
thing.
Yeah, it's for the mission. So like
That's one
technically
time,
the
dude.
mechanics there, right?
What
So we
was
know
it
that
like-
they thought about it, right?
Right.
And we know that they've given it some sort of thought, so it's still a possibility.
Right. Yeah, people are saying in chat, like the twin event, right? Like how we were able to use that. It would use that same mechanic of calculation for you to use as you're using boomerangs and chakrams. Same thing, right? That'd be kind of cool. Maybe a monthly skin. I don't know. This is all in the air. I'm just throwing crap around. and then whatever
Yeah.
hits the fan, hits the wall. But yeah.
I mean, it could be just additional skill ups for that unit. So like use that unit over the time period during that month, and if you want easy free skill ups for it, use it a certain amount of time to get free skill ups for it. I mean, it doesn't break, like it doesn't give you too much of a bonus on top of anyone else. Like it's not giving you free crystals or Devilmon. It doesn't really break, like it doesn't really force you to do it if you don't want to do it. If you're not interested in building that unit, you don't have to. But if you are interested in using that unit, you get the benefits of getting free skill ups for that unit.
Yeah, and I said, it brings players to use that unit. You never know, right? When we have tens of thousands of players using the unit, who knows? Maybe somebody actually goes, hey, Tanya is actually kind of good for this. You know what I mean? But we're never going to discover it if we don't ever try it, right? On paper, it sounds like it sucks, but maybe some people test it out, right? The big brains out there, and it becomes used for something. And I think that's kind of what Comptos would like to want. I think it makes it for a healthy environment for monsters. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, moving on to topic number 3. Topic number 3 is, how do you feel about the current state of RTA? And what would you like to see? Right, this is what we talk about all the time, but just bringing it up again. Well, how do you feel about the current state? Right, every week, right, we're seeing more units used, we're seeing more comps used, more comps abused, right, and more LD-Nat 5s and whatnot. But how do you feel so far? Like, what are you fighting against? Right, does it feel different? And what do you want it to be? Right, what do you want?
There's a lot of Beast Riders. And I pick one of them every game, if not two most of my games. Yeah. And then I think maybe 30-40% of my games, the third one's picked. So, and I'm assuming if I don't pick my two, they'll probably pick them as well. So there's a lot of Beast Riders going around.
It's a variety of comps that they work with too, right? It's not like a very monotone comp. Like they go into so many things, like they enable so many things.
Savannah, Savannah. So that sit behind Chiwus, sit behind Giannas.
Gross.
A lot of Jaegers still. Jaegers still just super strong. Still a lot of Molong Harmonia comps, but they usually weave in like Taranis or something as well. But honestly, a lot less Gani Hathor. I don't know if it's because I first pick Hathor every game and it's taking the combo apart, right? Because I don't want to deal with that shit, right? So like usually I face a decent amount of Hathors, but I don't see Gani Hathor much, and I'm assuming it's because I first pick Gani every game, so I don't have to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I haven't seen people use Hathor often anymore. People don't draft Hathor against me anymore. But I don't know if it's because I just first pick Hathor every game or anything. But I don't fight against Hathors anymore.
He picks Hathor so that they can't Gani Hathor him.
This guy's 5-in.
The good thing is like Gani's not the contested one, right? If they have first pick, they never first pick in Gani, right? They always first pick the Hathor, so I always get the Gani up on my side. So yeah,
right. But I know what you're trying to say. Like, it feels like Gani and Thor have kind of like settled into their place, and it's like all about those other units that are kind of in there, right? That you can handle and you can think and deal with the Gani Hathors, but it's all these other units that are popping in now that are really shaking it up, right?
I think this season is probably one of the more diverse seasons of RTA. There are so many different play styles that people are coming up with. It's actually insane. Most of your games back to back, if you're not facing the same person, you're gonna end up with a totally different draft against you. You're either getting a lot of bruiser-based comps that have like defense-based units like Tyrannus, Vela. Usually that's paired with like a Ragdoll or Arda in there most of the time. But one of those sort of comps. And then next fight could be against Chiwu, Savannah, Hathor, Gani, X sort of thing. But yeah, it's actually a lot more diverse than what you've seen in the past before. But yeah, there is a lot of Beast Riders out there at the moment. It's insane. Absolutely insane.
How about yourself, Harry? I think you finished, what did you finish last season? Almost G1? Or did you get G1?
I was off of G1. I was 1 win away, and then I D-ranked all the way to C2.
Oh no, dude, because I remember you were just a couple points away. Did you fall into the trap of last 30 wings tilt?
We could say that.
Oh no, dude. That's not, because I remember I was watching and you were really close, that's why. You actually had a good chance of it. How are you doing RTA this season? Have you been playing it a lot or kind of just messing around?
I've been taking it slower, I guess, because there's so much variety in people's comps and there's so much more flex picks going around, I would say. Because if you see Hathor first pick, there's so much more other things that come into it instead of what you regularly see. So just been coming up with more ideas to go against that, more or less.
What units have you been running and enjoying and still enjoy using right now?
Recently, my IKEA, although it's not skilled up, still clap some people with that.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit more satisfying than a regular normal RTA match. Clapping them with the IKEA, showing them what's up. Okay. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. We talked about it in the last podcast too. Some people have been talking about it being kind of fun. Yeah, kind of fun to use since the changes. A lot of the Succubuses are getting more light. I think Roger especially used a lot of water Succubus. I don't know if you really drafted regular RTA unless maybe some very
I
unique
thought about
situations.
Oh yeah, it felt super nice. It's 24 lead and then like really good control, but I don't think I wanted to put that good Vire runes on it because I had it on like a plus 187 Vire Revenge set or something.
Yeah, it doesn't really fall into your stuff because you have better choices, right? Than
Yeah. I think Obaba's been using the red one a lot though.
Oh, really?
He uses it like probably like 30-40% of his games.
So,
yeah.
I know what he loses to. He loses to Miho and Taras though, but that's another.
everyone loses to Miho and Taras.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's definitely the state of. Do you feel that's as much of a meme as it is? It's not talked about, but we all know it. It's the state of the RTA as well. Still, Antares, Miho's still a lot.
I don't think Antares as much. Miho's still definitely there. Whether it's an actual good last pick against like Verd Dianas or like a lot of like high crit rate stuff, or it's literally just like a second round pick where they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna draft Miho and hope for the 1v4." But she's still there for sure.
I noticed a lot of cleavers are like picking Miho really early, so you can't have it.
Oh, and then they
I
just
don't pick
drop the rest
first
of the
pick, and then Miho
Yeah, they pick like Bastet and Miho together,
yeah,
and then the rest of their cleave.
yeah.
Because if you think about it, that thing is still a really good damage dealer, man. Like,
Yeah,
it
you know what I mean?
still hits hard.
Like, it still hits hard as hell. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a normal damage dealer, except that thing doesn't die, man. That thing actually just doesn't die. It's like a Betagato. Let's just be real. It just doesn't have a speed leader, right? That goes with it. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
You said that there's like diversity this season. Do you think it's partially because they gave everybody a free Nat 5? So people are playing with their new Nat 5?
Possibly. More people are getting even the Nat 5s that of course we know are, good, right? They kind of mesh it into their comps now. That's true.
Because they gave all the summons and the Nat 5 too, right? So you probably got a couple.
Yeah, people don't fully understand how many Nat 5s Comp2us just gave away with this one event. Like, you think it's a lot. You know it's a lot, but it's actually redonkulous how many are out there, man. Like Nat 5 after Nat 5s are dropping like wildfire.
And that's just for free to play players as well, right?
Right, exactly.
There's a pay to win Transcroll as well.
Yup.
Plus triple blessing, right? So you got to pick which one you wanted as well. So that's just so much juice into the system, and everyone's just got some either really solid or like really busted unit now. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see I'm actually honestly like seeing people do RTAs and watching other people do RTAs. It's nice to see when they're playing like the drafts are, of course you still have some toxic drafts, some of the same stuff, but a lot more diverse stuff I'm seeing, which is nice, right? It's healthy for the game to like get out of that stuck position that it's in and hopefully make it for, a better season this year, right? With different units being used. I hope Beast Riders actually, people find ways to deal with it and manage it. Because I think Beast Riders are kind of nice. They really mesh into a lot of different comps. They enable a lot of stuff. They're really strong, but they're kind of good, I feel, for the ecosystem. I don't know.
No, I agree. I think a lot of people are jumping to conclusions. Yes, they are strong, but who has a proper counter for them at the moment? Like built, ready to go. Not a lot of people have actually figured out how to counter them. But
Adamil.
That's a good start. I find the easiest way for me to deal with Beast Riders when facing them is knocking them off their mount ASAP.
That's
they're
what I've been hearing a lot too.
The moment they're off their mount, they're useless. Like, they don't do anything. I mean, they've got a lot of damage output if they do crit you when they're off the mount, but they're not hard to deal with when they're off the mount. Their skill set is purely when they're on the mount, so just get them down and it makes it a lot easier to deal with.
They're pretty squishy too. So if you're talking about a target, they're one of the more squishy targets out there. No matter, I don't care what you're fighting. They're decently squishy compared to everything else. I mean, if you're thinking in the realm of units that you're seeing drafted in RTAs, they're in the squishier realm for sure out of any of them, dude. Out of anything else, right? I mean, you have like really, really squishy stuff like, Minas and like Daphneses, and they're just like a little bit behind it in terms of squishiness over here, right? They're not that super bruisey tanky, so they're
The only one you have to
easy.
watch out for is Ragdoll Marshes. Ragdoll Marshes usually build their
yes.
Marshes like real tanky, like 30k, 1.4k, 1.3k.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Oh.
because they just run
Probably
Marshall as
attack
like a super bruiser, right?
Yeah.
They just stacks instantly off Ragdoll passive because you don't need to ramp up if you have a Ragdoll, right? Every time you get crit, Marshall gets a stack.
Right, and then when she's maxed out, she has a speed, and the damage comes from the
It's a
speed. So
billion
tanky
damage.
with crit
Yep.
damage then. Oh, yeah, that's pretty toxic actually.
That's just like the Ragdoll Marshalls. Like usually Marshalls generally pretty like. I mean my Marshalls like plus 11k and like plus 700 defense, but like they get really squishy off mount as well, so you got to be careful. But yeah, not generally like pretty easy to demount, and then just leave them in human form.
People have been using Leos as well. I think Leo is great if you have a Leo. It really kind of mitigates their damage a little bit. But I guess you have to get kind of used to playing with Leo, right? If you never used Leo before or played with the Leo, it's definitely a different type of field. So you have to get used to things and like skills that you use and what's good with it and not, right? Like you don't want to like, just example, throw, random example, throw like an S3 from a tableau while there's, a Leo on the field, right? I mean, it's not going to be beneficial for you. Just a very random example.
Around Leo.
But yeah. Yeah, you can ruin units around Leo as well. Sure, I see where you're going, Roger. Okay.
Maybe the same person that wants to throw out a Tableau skill 3 with a Leo on the board may also have a +6 speed on his units, so that
Oh, no.
so that
Okay, Roger. Okay, Roger. Okay, going off of this topic here, I think we can all agree that meta is changing, right? Meta is changing. Good. Meta is changing, which is nice. Moving into topic number 4 here, which kind of goes hand in hand with it, which is why I did it right before this. Buffs and nerfs. Right, let's bring it back up. Let's continue to talk about it because I feel like sometimes we have to beat things a couple times, with different people, so that Comp to us hears it, or else they don't do anything. So, right, keep talking about it, getting different opinions, throwing out more ideas, and maybe some things get heard, and maybe some things get changed. That's all we can hope for, right? That's all we can pray for.
So I have a list.
Okay, bring it out. Dude, I swear to God, lately in the podcast, there's always that one guy that goes, I got a list out. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
Did you see DJ's stream titles this week?
No, I
What
didn't.
monsters do you want buffed and nerfed, and why?
I just stole everybody's ideas.
I like that. Yeah, take those in. Okay, what's the list? Let's hear it. What's your
Well, last time I was here, we talked about how gargoyles are really bad, right?
Right. They are bad.
So I want to add like kind of an Antares effect to them, but not in the way that they kill your whole team every time it procs.
All right, toxicity. I'm thinking. I'm listening.
I think if you add like every time the enemy takes a move while you have the gargoyle, it has a chance to either provoke or threat state. So it pops like Antares, but you still get your turn.
Oh.
I think that would be cool. And then it doesn't really matter how fast they are, right? They can be super slow and you still have to deal with their tank mechanics.
But only when they're in the stone phase, right? So they have to get to stone phase first. Or any
It depends
phase.
how OP they want to make it, right?
Oh, if it's all the time, imagine that thing proccing threat state 24/7, cucking you, dude.
Turn 1, you just get threat stated.
And I think it should be like some of them are threat state, some of them are provoke.
That's kind of cool.
I think that would be pretty cool.
You know,
and
screw
people
it.
would
Make it
actually use them.
irresistible provoke. Fuck it. Random irresistible provoke. Well, not all
Isn't
of them.
that what
Only one target.
threat
Only one
state
target. What's that?
That's what threat state is, though, right? Irresistible provoke, kinda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
True.
But you get to
Reduce
use
damage.
your other skill.
So maybe maybe whatever unit takes a turn, it has a chance to provoke that unit then. So if you have immunity, it's okay still, right? You're protected still. Okay, I like that. I like that because they are so freaking slow that those things don't do crap. So that actually does something.
They can be slow still, and they'll still do stuff. Yeah.
Right. I like that. And they're tanky. Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know if people tried it on Bruiser build, what the scalings are for them, but they scale on defense, which is kind of nice. Right? Defense scaling units are usually pretty cool, tanky and do damage. So I like that idea.
And it also makes use of their unique passives as well.
Yeah.
Because like it forces you to hit it. If it's threat state, you're forced to hit it and take a cooldown reduction, for example.
Oh, with the light one.
It's pretty nasty.
Wait, my light gargoyle's broken then.
That's true.
No, it's good. I wouldn't
Wait,
say
didn't
it's broken,
you have one?
but
Do you have one? Yeah, but you have one. You were testing one out, weren't you, Ferry?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It was
that's all I need to hear.
pretty mean-wordy.
And it's gone.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear.
Back to
Now-
storage we go, boys.
Yeah, back to storage. Yeah, if it had that would be kind of nice. Yeah, all these idiots here in RTA that complain about Antares Emil, they don't even know what's coming. Yeah, Gargoyles, baby, the new era.
True suffering is coming.
In a
Not just one
variety of
unit,
colors.
it's 5. It's all 5 of them.
Yeah. All the elements.
Oh my god.
You can't even pick it away from them because they have something else. Imagine that, dude. Imagine that. I like that idea, though. I really, really like that idea. I'd have to. That would make me want to go back and look at all the skills and see what's viable. Obviously, I think the light one would be like the next OP, LD4 charm would be the light one there. Okay. What else?
Ariel.
All right. I like
What
this
if we
one.
give Ariel punishment instead of the heal?
Oh,
Because I mean, he has AoE heal and then a 3-turn hot, right? Do you really need a single target heal too?
True.
Probably not. And then if they want to make him really good, they add defense buff to 3rd skill.
Yeah, I've been hearing that one. Defense buff on 3rd and a bit of damage on the 2nd skill.
I think the
based-
reason they don't, the
Nutty.
reason they don't put punishment on him because he's like designed around being like the healer, right? He's like the designated role of the healer, and punishment's more like a.
Yeah, so tell me
Damage
about
skills.
Abelio then, huh? Why is Abelio the way he is, huh? How come he does damage and heals? Huh, Roger? Huh?
Yeah, because fucking druids are busted defense scaling units, dude. That shit's OP as fuck. Wild blow, disgusting, dude.
Absolutely disgusting. But if
Absolutely.
they give it punishment, I mean, it'd be interesting. It's a support type, but it'd be something different, right? But if they gave it punishment and they give it defense buff, that's like basically Tyrannies and Abelio, man. They got a hotel room,
Basically,
man,
it's
and they just had a
Tyrannies.
new
It is Tyrannies
just had a
now,
kid.
right?
Yeah.
It's Tyrannies, but instead of a revive, you heal.
Yeah.
Because like defense buff and then just a nuke skill too.
I like
Just
it.
turn Ariel into a druid. Fuck it.
Well,
That thing's
he would
useless
be
anyway,
different
right?
than like the Abelio, right? Abelio is like your interrupt unit, right? If you're trying to nuke you pick the Abelio to like cut in between and heal.
Mm-hmm.
But Ariel wouldn't really do that. He'd be more like bruiser, like straight bruiser team comp kind of thing. Like him plus Veligil would be best friends.
That's true, because they have immunity, sustain, and
So it'd be like Veligil.
they will punish
Ariel.
you.
Yeah, but then you got like Veligil, Ariel, Artemil, Tyrannies comps coming out.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
You just get defense scaled up the
just pick
fucking
your
wazoo.
Lucian.
Yeah, rid of pollution for RTA.
I think
Yeah, why not?
you forgot about the Wedge Jet players too. They would eat that alive too. They like that, man. They like those kind of
Red
comps.
Jet area would be
Ooh,
disgusting.
gross, dude.
Because then he gets more attack bar, right? Because you put up heal over time.
Yeah, it's
and
another
defense
buff.
buffs. So he has 4 buffs.
He caps out at 20%, doesn't he, or something like that? There's a cap
Caps
on
out at
what
30%.
Wedge Jet. Oh,
Is it
30%.
I think it's 30%.
I think it's 30.
Yeah, there's a cap on how much he does. I mean, that'd be new comp, new units, new viability. So I'm not totally against it, but one thing I keep saying is Contours doesn't like to take things away. So they're very careful on what they give because they would hate to give it and it'd be too OP and have to take it away. So that's the thing. That's why they're very careful, right? But every time I say that, it's kind of hypocritical because they did that with Jaeger. They want to be so careful. They took away the buff, but then they gave it, and then they changed it to something else, and now it's so OP still. So
And
I
now
don't
it's the
know.
most disgusting bruiser in the game.
So disgusting, dude. Okay, I like that one with Ariel. How long's your list? I like these.
I got a couple more.
I like that. Okay.
So Nyx. What if Nyx scaled with debuffs?
All right, you've been talking to Faraz, haven't you? Huh?
You've
Why are you
been
talking?
talking
maybe a
for
little
everyone
bit.
to
You guys
for
friends?
us.
You guys friends? Or what's going on here, man? Why Nyx in
Nice in
particular?
chat, right? Are we talking about it's stripping as well, or
No stripping. Just
Skill one strip.
scale with
Strip
it.
Are we
for
sure
Scale with
no
debuff.
stripping?
Scale with debuff, so more damage.
Because right now he just kind of sits there, right, and enables the rest of his team. If he does a little damage, I think he'll be pretty good.
So changes like his passive to do more damage based upon
But
enemies
for
having
us,
debuffs.
Yeah.
Does Nyx get targeted down usually in Nyx comps?
No.
Not really.
Well, I guess it depends what you're running. But usually no.
So why
They
just
go
do
after the
damage?
threats. But it
For us
doesn't
in
do
chat,
damage.
said he does get targeted down.
He does. So then you kind of forced to put him on a tank build then, right?
70% of the time. Yeah, most people have it on a tank build. Stay alive. Maybe it's a crit rate.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to buff it without making it broken, right?
Yeah, let it
Yeah.
do a little bit more damage. Might be kind of nice, I guess. It's not that OP, I don't think. A little bit more
If they want to
damage
make it OP, they can make it for your whole team.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, well,
Okay. We jumped off pretty quickly there.
And then I have demons.
Oh, okay, let's hear these.
Oh.
give me some
So,
buffs.
in general, what if the first skill like siphoned life? Like when you do the first skill, it has a little suck part. What if you
Yeah.
healed
It
that,
sucked someone else off, yeah.
like mini Icarus?
Oh, you
Yeah,
healed
okay.
that amount?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So rather than dealing it as additional damage, you'll take your.
Oh, you just
siphon
added
and
onto
dealing
the
No,
additional
I think
damage.
it was
But-
added
I
on.
think you add it, right?
No, I want to heal what I'm sucking out of them.
Yeah, rather than dealing.
Yeah,
that as
but you
additional
still do
damage.
No,
extra
I want
damage with
to
the
do damage and
You
heal.
want, you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
both.
yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he wants a
That's
cake
fine.
All I'm
and the
saying is-
pie, Lucky. He wants a cake
All
and a
I'm
pie,
saying-
all right?
Okay, he wants
All I'm
his
saying
cake
is
and
I
eat
suck
it,
with
right?
demon just them. I'm down for demon buffs. I just summon a demon. I'll take it.
I think that's fine. I think that's fine because
Yeah,
demons
I'm
are so
good.
bad right now that not anything like that is fine. Gives them more
Yep.
survivability, sustainability.
Yeah.
Water one coming back with 1 HP, right? If it doesn't have S2, at least it heals a little bit or something like that. Could be good, sure. I like that as a universal thing for them. I don't think it makes any of them too broken except for maybe Dark One, right? But I think people have ways to deal with it. But I know Dark One has been, in RTA and going around. He's not unbelievably strong, but just
Like a
makes him a little
cheese
stronger.
unit, I think, more than
I
anything.
think it lets you move them off vampire though, which would be
Yes,
cool.
yes. I was gonna say it means that
Yeah.
like for the war, you can build it off vamp now, for example.
So you're on Vile then, another Vile unit. Okay, I like it.
Are you healing 100% of what you're sucking?
I think so.
How much does it usually suck?
Like-
How much do they usually? What's the what's the
Isn't
amount
there a
decided
percentage?
by?
Let me look. It's a percentage,
It's a
right?
percentage.
10% of
It's
the
like a-
enemy.
10% of enemy of current or enemy or
The
max
highest,
of the
like the
enemy.
highest enemy or something like that, right?
I forget. It's
I think
weird.
it's the
Someone
highest.
give,
Like
give me the numbers. Crunch the numbers.
Right here. Decrease the
me
current
the-
HP of the enemy with the best HP status. So the tankiest one, by 10%, and attack the enemy target to inflict damage that's proportionate to the reduced HP.
Technically, it's not the healthiest one. Technically, it's best. It's the
HP status.
technically
Yeah,
it's not the tankiest one. It's the healthiest one. So you
Healthiest.
could be sucking something real squishy and not
Yeah.
not sucking too much.
I wonder
Yeah.
what he's. I wonder
Right?
what he sucks if they are 100%. Right off the bat.
Probably just the tankiest one.
Probably tankiest
Yeah, I
one.
think
Yeah.
it goes for tankiest one.
That's a lot of sucking.
Wait. So how much heal is that? So what's the average units that you're seeing in RTA right now? Like what's the health of these units? Because we have
30k
to
probably. 30k is
30K.
pretty average.
30k, and then 10% of that's 3k. So it's a 3k heal
I don't
on
think
a
that's
unit.
On a
that has,
unit,
like,
that's probably like 20k.
20k. What percentage is that?
20.
But
Okay.
it drops it. I don't know if it's enough though, because then it drops during the more like
Yeah,
is 3k even that big of a heal?
3k is okay off a 20k unit. That's not
okay.
bad.
Off of first skill.
Yeah, that's like what 15% of your health. That's like a 50% heal.
Yeah.
Right? Quick maths. Yeah, it's not bad. For an S1 that you already. That S1 does decent damage. I think I'd like to say it's like kind of nice. It feels good. Yeah.
What about to make it a bit more RTA viable rather than leeching the HP? What about it gets like 30% of the damage dealt as HP recovered? Like so when it actually hits the
Built
unit
in.
and it recovers 30% of
Vampire.
that damage dealt. Yeah, like a vampire build on the
I think I
person.
like that more than
would be
the
cool,
suck,
too.
because then it
Yeah,
rewards you
because
for
the
building more
suck
damage.
late
right?
game would suck.
Like suck's good, but like suck kind of sucks later, right? Because
Agree.
like when the HP starts dropping, or like even if you hit something else and you hit, because it sucks off the highest HP proportion, right?
Yeah.
So technically, if a really squishy unit's got 100%, then you suck not so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know another thing that I think that they could do, which I think might not be as even good as this, but what if they just put branding on S1? It kind of fits with what demons are, right? Branding and fire and demons, right? Like every S1's a brand can be kind of nice as well, I guess. Something different, something you don't see very often on a S1 debuff.
Only like Rahul has it, right?
Yeah, not many have branding S1. And
Rahul and the dark vampire.
Cadiz.
Cadiz.
Cadiz?
This is passive though.
That's
That's
passive.
passive.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just
Yeah.
Rahul then.
Because people underestimate branding and how much more damage it kind of gives out and dishes out there. So, okay. Any other specific skills of the demons that you wanted?
The fire one.
Oh yeah,
So-
that one's the worst one, dude. Can we
Third skill.
confirm they made it worse? They did make it worse, right? People are talking about it.
I think so.
Yeah, they actually
Does anybody have one?
buffed it worse. Thompson had
I
one. He tested it.
fed him. It wasn't even a dupe, and I fed it.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no. He's gonna get a daftness effect. You know that now, Rog, don't you?
Bro, I swear to God, this
Rebalance.
guy was on the podcast, like literally a couple podcasts ago. You guys should never feed any units, especially if you have just one copy. Especially
I
Nat
never said that.
5s.
I've actually never
feed a
said
Nat
that.
5
I'll
if you
have you
only
know,
have one. I
I
swear to
was
God, you on a
really
podcast, you
careful.
said that shit.
Absolutely not. I was very careful about not saying that because I am very guilty of doing. I fed only like 4 units that are non-dupes for crystals.
You're nuts.
Which ones? Which
Yeah.
ones?
Belinus, Rocky, Fire
Balinus
Demon.
and Rocky?
Yep, get him out of here. What else? I think Ariel, maybe.
No wonder you're fucking
Oh,
weak dog and not
man.
strong dog, idiot.
What the hell?
I know,
I'm
right?
fucking higher rank than you, fucking Owo clown.
Hey, at least I'm not making mistakes, bro. It don't matter, bro. At least I still got my my Rocky,
You're not
bro.
doing anything. You're I'm sitting top 300 right now, buddy.
Sit the top 300 Guild Wars
I'm
with my
doing
Rocky, buddy.
I'm doing something right.
I'm doing something, Rocky.
Right. This was pre-buff Rocky. Come on, that shit
Yeah,
sucked.
yeah, I know. I just mean it, dude.
That shit sucked.
Alright, so yeah, Fire Demon. Thompson
Okay,
did
everyone is
double on
top
it.
100. For us, you're not even top 300.
Thompson did double on it. He used it, and he was so excited, and then it was rubbish. So he was really upset. So it's really bad.
Fire Demon?
Yeah, Fire Demon. So what is your buff suggestion for him?
Well, the thing with him is he needs to do a lot of damage to do a lot of dots, right?
Which makes absolutely no sense because if you do a lot of
Yeah.
damage, don't you kill the fucking unit? Why the fuck don't you need the dots? Like it's so stupid.
So,
So
what if-
stupid, dude.
When he kills someone with that skill, it redistributes their harmful effects to the other things.
Oh.
Ooh, I like that.
So it does the damage, applies the dots, then they die. If they die, then it puts it on the other things.
Dang.
like that.
Okay. Still niche, not OP, right? But
It kind of keeps the same theme that
isn't
he
it
had going
AoE
on.
though?
Yes.
Oh.
So if you kill 2 units, the last
Ooh.
2 units share all the debuffs from everyone.
Yeah.
It's like 10 dots.
So if I put
50% of your HP is
bomb
gone.
down and I kill 2 units, then 2 units have 2 bombs on them. Oh, I like
I
that.
don't know if it would reapply all of them to each one. Maybe it just moves the ones that are currently onto other stuff. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like if you have one bomb on something that died, you don't put 3 bombs on the other things that are still alive. It's
Oh,
just
but
one bomb.
you still move one bomb onto something
Yeah.
else, right?
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that a lot.
Or even stun or something, you could move to something else.
I mean, does that I guess that might make it more viable for TOA hard auto too? Like another TOA hard auto unit, right? You pair it up with Rika now, and if it kills something, then you just get a bunch more dots. I don't know. Just to give other
think it would be a-
implications.
Interesting cleave unit. Because the attack bar boost as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does attack bar boost. Forgot about that.
I think it wouldn't be too busted. Maybe someone in chat said it reapplies with still a resistance accuracy check though.
But is
I
it
don't
just
know,
one
maybe.
check then? Because that's like boom
16
resisted, and
checks.
it's just resisted like
Just
80
like-
dots.
Fly up on the screen.
I mean, they were lost debuffs anyway, right?
Resist. It's like 50 of those.
Yeah. Just like another
say-
day in RTA, 18 resists on your screen.
What about if he detonated dots and bombs?
That was the other
Like the
idea I was
seconds.
thinking.
Right, then he'd be a new detonator, right? Because right now we only have 2
Yeah.
detonates. We have Sierra and Fire Pirate Captain, which they tried to buff but failed
Yeah, his
miserably.
name's Carrick, all right?
You got
Yeah.
Taku
What if he
as well,
does,
which does
like,
the dot
dots?
detonation?
Dot detonation.
Yeah,
So
like Tatu then.
what's that 2A unit that does that? Was it
Tatu.
2A unit?
Tatu,
Fire
Tatu.
Pixie.
Tatsu.
Fire
Yeah.
pixie.
But do you put it onto the AoE as well?
AoE
Yeah, I'm
detonate.
saying
Or is it
so.
Or maybe you put it as a passive. So whatever he hits detonates dots.
Wait, that actually might be a
That's
really
not
cool
bad.
cleave. Wait, I like that better. Like a unit that's more viable than Tatu to detonate dots as a cleave.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because he hurts, and if you stack dots with it and he detonates, it's 5% per. That means how much HP do you have to get the unit down to with Like what? 4
Asimov
dots?
Fire Demon will wipe any team.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Because
geez.
Asimov already wipes any team.
8 dots, right? Asimov already almost wipes your full team. If you put more dots at detonate, you just die.
Yeah.
What about that? What do you think about that? Putting dot detonation on his passive. Because his skill 1's single target, right? So he can still single target detonate dots. Skill 2 is the AoE, right?
Skill 2 is AoE, absorb your allies 10%, and then boost the attack gauge.
And what's the current skill 3?
No attribute disadvantage. Inflicts continuous damage proportionate to amount of damage dealt. So if you do a little bit of damage, you do a little bit of dots. If you kill your opponent, you put a lot of dots, even though they're killed. Logic.
So you get rid of the 3rd skill right now. That shit sucks, right?
This shit don't make any sense, bro. This shit
Chuck
don't make any sense.
Chuck in passive on hit detonates dots. And then I think he's got a place.
I think he needs to apply dots too. Like apply and detonate. Is that too OP? Kind of like the green dryad passively applies dots.
Apply
I think
and
it's
detonate.
not too bad putting, if like you say you give him 1 dot to put on, right, with like his skill 1 or even just like the skill 2, because like dots only really immediate anyway.
Wait, the more I'm reading him, the more he actually sounds decent. But I guess people when tested it, he kind of sucks. Wait, because
he sounds good. He sounds good, but he's bad on paper.
Because it sounds good just for the
good on
fact
paper,
that
but bad in use.
because you're setting up a cleave, right? And you're setting up a cleave, and you nuke, right? And you hit really hard, but they don't quite die yet, right? Then you have dots. Then it's their turn and they die. Isn't that what it is technically then?
No, they're either dead or they have tons of HP left.
Yeah. But you're setting up defense break and you have attack buff. This is no elemental disadvantage S3. So you're gonna crit.
Yeah. So why don't
you're
you
gonna
pick
nuke.
any?
Why do you need to apply dots if they're dead?
I mean, but the thing is that what if they're tanky, right? I guess maybe that's the thought process.
And you
I'm
don't
just trying
do
to
enough damage to put the dot anyway.
Yeah, you don't do damage to apply the dot.
No, but what if they're at like 75, right? You do 75% of their health. That's a decent amount of damage, right?
That's like 1 dot.
That's 1 dot?
His scaling
That sounds like a fucking skill scaling issue there, more than anything. Like, what the?
Ding, ding, ding. We've got him.
Okay, so maybe they need to put more dots then, at the very least. But yeah, I'm liking this idea that we're coming up with. I'm just trying to understand it more, right? Because I was reading him and like, oh, it's kind of cool, but maybe not.
That's what everyone thought.
Yeah, it's a trap. It's a trap, dude. It's a goddamn trap. Huh. Okay.
Oh yeah, dots is good against the Mihos as well. Perfect.
True.
Buff him, make him detonate dots, give him some dots on his either skill 1 or skill 2 or something.
Oh, make his S3 crushing hit. Ha! We need more units like that. Crushing hit units, so they're not crit. So we can handle like all those critting units like Ragdoll and Miho and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about crit because it's a crushing hit, right? So they don't get it doesn't count. That'd be kind of cool. See more crushing hit units. Yeah. Any other buffs for any of the other demons?
No.
No, the other ones are kind of.
What else is there? Mephisto's already pretty good.
Yeah.
Dark Demon's kind of cheese, but like still pretty above average. Light one, it's
Light
not
one
for
is
us. Yeah.
cheese too.
Yeah, light one with Leo, but Leo Verd, but I mean that's
It's
kind
not
of
for
it
us.
though.
It needs set up. It's like an arena thing, I think.
Yeah. And then water one. Honestly, water one, give the change to the S1 that we're talking about with the heal, and give it a 2-turn shield is a good start because 1-turn shield, you take a turn, you go, the shield's gone. Like what the hell?
Exactly.
Like 2-turn at least, right? And that's the start. That's a small
Atlas
start.
shield is 3-turn, right?
Yeah, that's just 3-turn.
Yeah.
Correct.
2 turns not unreasonable.
Okay.
And then give the turn instantly when you revive rather than 100 attack bar so they get cut by.
I mean, if they're gonna do that, then I don't need the shield. If they're gonna give a turn instantly, then that's already huge. You know what I mean? It's another cutting unit. It's a big mechanic into the game that you can cut. That's a big skill. Yeah, you can keep it as is. I'm okay with that. Actually, the shield would be pointless.
I just pulled one, so that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna feed it. Non-dupe, but I'm not feeding this one.
But he is strong though. Keep that in mind. The S2 is really strong. The S2 hits like a truck. Doesn't need attack buff, and it hits really freaking hard, dude. S2 kills like anything. Yeah, kills like almost everything, dude.
And it's got a 55 res lead. That's nuts.
Yeah. It's got a 55 res lead. That's big. So it becomes viable. That's the new res lead right there.
Because like with Vanessa, that's 95, right? Anything that awakens into res is 95 already.
Yeah, that's big. That's really big.
Yeah.
Like Artemil.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I found out that
Not only I'll get a 5% resistance. That's just
get
1
5
in
and
8.
8.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. And you're at 100 res.
The only change I'd make to Water Demon is maybe rather than for every turn tick, maybe for every time a unit takes maybe turn tick or when a unit does an attack. So like for example, if an Artemil counters your unit, it counts as a 1 tick to the passive. Because right now the passive's pretty long.
Wait,
so
but then like the Artemil users just bring it with Artemil.
Yeah.
And then it comes up instantly every time you hit it.
Wait, no, fuck that, dude.
No.
Wait.
Because now you have 95 resistance Artemil without a single roll of resistance.
No, fuck that, dude. No.
Artemil counters you, it comes back up.
He doesn't really synergize with Arda as much though.
You sure?
The skill set.
I mean, they're just gonna bring it in as damage, right? Now, oftentimes in your draft, your last slot is a damage. There's a damage slot. There's a big damage slot unit.
Who would you sacrifice in the typical Arda comps you see?
What comp are you drafting? Like just pick up.
Tyrannis, Arda, Water Demon.
Vela. Because then what, you sacrifice immunity? Or
are you talking about Arda Reg? Arda Reg, double immunity, Water Demon. What do you ban? Ban one. Double immunity.
I don't even care about the Ragdoll. Ragdoll's not even that scary. It's just the Arda.
That's an easy 5-man draft, and you're gonna do good all the time. Right? If they want to ban Water Demon, so be it. If they don't, then I got access to ignore defense damage on you up the yin yang. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say like in the typical draft, you would like if it was the 1 immunity draft, you'd probably ban that 1 immunity.
Yeah, right.
Because you're sacrificing an immunity slot to fit that unit in.
Right.
That's the issue with that. And if it's Arda Rag and him with the double immunity, you're probably gonna ban I'll probably ban the Arda and then tunnel Ragdoll. And there's no revive like Tyrannus there to cause issues. But yeah, so I don't know. It's too big of a spot for it to take up in that draft.
Just tell us the truth. You summoned Arda and Ragdoll recently, didn't you?
Yeah. Adding in storage, dude. This piece of shit's gonna come out in OCE SWC qualifiers.
We came out with a great Water Demon.
I was gonna go into him thinking, what is this guy? What could he possibly have?
I tried
down Artemil Ragdoll, and it's just doomed for Australia.
I tried to bring out the Water Demon. Try to make it work. It's just it's really hard to use. I feel like the passive's too long. So my opinion on it, if you wanted to use it a bit more, if you can get that turn tick counter down, it could make it a bit more usable.
Why not just reduce the amount of turns?
What is it? Yeah, they could just reduce
the amount of turns it takes.
12, yeah.
It's 12 turns, right?
12. It's quite a long time.
10?
Like
I think 10 is a good start. 10? Yeah.
Yeah, I think 8 or 10 would be nice.
2 is a good number as well. 2.
It counts your turn and it counts your turn and enemy turns, right?
Yeah, your turn and enemy turns, correct. So
okay,
and violent procs, all violent procs.
8's probably just like
8 probably
turns.
too much.
So,
yeah.
So 10.
You know, if they make this stronger, this is a nice unit to go against Centaurus, technically.
I mean, there's so many better units to go against Centaurus, right?
Yeah, like Barbara. Anyways.
Yeah, pretty much Barbara, Masha.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to pick it against it. You just pick it. You don't even pick it against Centaurus. You just pick it early.
Good, yep.
All right. Any of the units on the list, or was that the last one? Ready, DJ?
That's like specifics. I have in general, I want to change base stats of some monsters because they're just like the really old ones are not well distributed for now.
Yeah, that's something that we know they don't buff often.
Or the stats, because Comforce never touches stats.
Yeah.
Well, they've changed like the type of unit and like rebalanced it, right?
Right, but they also change the scalings on them. Keep that in mind. That's territory. But what units?
But like,
I don't think they've actually ever touched just
dragons and phoenixes, the ones that don't awaken into speed, are pretty bad.
Chimeras,
94 base
dragons.
speed is just too low. Like Xyrus is 94, right?
The Rad is 93. He's the slowest Nat 5 in the game.
Yeah.
93? Oh my god, I didn't even realize this thing is slow AF.
93 base speed is really bad. So
Considering
I
that
just
they're
want
throwing
them
up
to maybe
monoliths.
redistribute a little bit better. They don't need to change any skills, and I'd be happy.
Because they are the oldest units in the game as well. So
Yeah,
the thought
they're
process,
some of the older ones.
right,
They
the
have
thought process
like
and math is different for those because those are really, really old.
they have super high attack and low speed, and that's supposed to balance them out. But you suck if you have super high attack and low speed in RTA.
Right.
Because you don't need high attack because the format gives you attack over the course of the match.
Right. So maybe if they do like a legacy buff balance patch note, right? And hit the old units, right? Because like I think
Can
you
you
have
imagine
to
that?
realize that when they created these units, they probably had some kind of formula, right, to kind of
Yeah.
deduce the
No,
numbers, right?
they were good and they were balanced for a long time.
Right.
They're just not anymore.
Right, and
Yeah.
things have changed. So I think an overhaul or a slight change on them, giving them more speed and whatnot, can make a difference. It is very dangerous, though, right? It is a very dangerous territory to do, but to touch like base stats and stuff, because you can't do like, you know.
But I think if you go on that right, think about if they drop something like that in the upcoming balance patch, a legacy update. A lot of people would have those units already.
True.
And they could change the meta up very quickly.
Yeah.
Even if it is just a stat change, it'd be a pretty big change.
A lot of units
Pretty big
would
shift.
come out of storage.
What if they
Definitely.
sold a transmog that gave you like 5 speed or something, and then we could
Wow,
buy it? You know,
Wow.
is that what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a
Like,
transmog that just gives you stats, so it's
Uh-huh.
just straight pay to win. I think that's not a bad idea.
I think so, but like maybe like a different skin, so you don't know if they got a certain skin. You're like, oh, they got 5 speed. Oh, he got that skin. Oh, he got 100 attack. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more thinking involved, right? It's a better RTA gameplay. All right.
And I think the more you spend on a skin, it should give you like a slider on how much you would have put in, right?
True.
So if I slide it all the way to the right, I get 4,000 crit damage. I reckon that's not bad, eh? Right? I reckon that's a pretty good idea, actually.
Okay, that got too stupid too quickly. I got way too stupid too quickly. What about you, Ferry? Is there any units that you've played with that you want to get buffed, or units that you really like that just haven't seen the light of day, even though you like them?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
Any
I
units you
mean,
have
we're
trouble
all
with?
Barbara users here.
Oh, you have a Barbara?
Oh, we all have Barbara.
Yeah.
We all have
Barbara
Barbara.
gang.
Barbara's fun.
Oh, that unit needs a buff.
That
Yeah.
I agree.
No, it's so bad.
It's so
Like,
bad.
It's not good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's that bad.
I think so. I agree. It should
Hard to get that
strip, ignore defense, boost, and give attack buff. It's just minor, you know what I mean? But that
I think, no, but skill 2 should AoE defense breakthrough immunity, though, right? What do you
Wait,
think?
guys.
right.
Just
Change
strip
the
and
leader
then
skill
defense,
to
right?
33% speed lead.
Oh yeah, what
Oh, yeah,
is their lead right now? What are they
She doesn't have a speed. She doesn't have a lead.
There's
Just
no-
give her 33
No,
speed.
just give her 33.
Actually, make her the first 44 speed lead. That's a good idea.
Ooh.
Right. No, but it is a 6-year anniversary. It should be a 60 speed lead, right? 60.
66.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I like that. That is kind of balanced.
Yeah. Well, I'm drafting this thing first draft. Every move. It becomes a new Molong of the season, boys and girls. I mean, it kind of feels like semi the new Molong of the season, right? Like people aren't taking it, but it's not first pick though. It's not.
Strong.
There hasn't been anything like Molong season yet. Which
It's not
I mean,
long skill 2, yeah.
yeah, this which I guess is a good thing, right? Technically, you don't want that in the meta. A unit that is contested first pick, like you're flipping a coin to go first to pick Molong first, right? Except for me, I never experienced that. But yeah, you don't really want that. You really don't want that. So
I feel like
do you guys
first picking an RTA right now is so bad. Like it's hard to first pick, I feel.
yeah, like
Unless
I mean,
you've got like a
there's a couple units in the cycle, right?
yeah.
Hathor
I feel like
is always there. I mean, Vanessa, and then I don't know why, but a lot of Bastet first picks too. But it's like I see a lot of
Bastet
Hathors,
Vela. A lot
Bastet.
of Japanese players open Bastet Vela.
Yeah, it's like a Bastet first pick. It's like interesting, right? They give it away because they don't care that you think it's cleave or maybe
Well,
not.
you cocan
Cleave.
go Bastet into Cleave, or you can go like Bastet Valor into Bruiser.
Right. With
The Stat Sierra.
yeah. So I think that's what we're seeing a lot, which is kind of good, I guess. Right? It's kind of diverse, but I
What do
mean,
you guys think about the new best LD Nat 5, Ileana?
yeah.
I have 2 of them.
She's
I missed the
super-
HOH.
I think
she's so
she-
good.
There was
I
no
think she
HOH.
might be turned down a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you guys reckon?
I mean, they gave her a lot, but hey, remember I said they don't like to take things away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
but
not sure how.
What is it?
well,
It's 2-turn immunity, right? Is it immunity?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two-turn
immunity,
and shield.
1-turn invincibility on the target, right?
No, 2-turn
two-turn
invincibility and
invincibility.
2-turn shield.
Yeah, that's
2-turn
what I'm
invincibility.
saying. That's just strong.
Wait, I thought it
And
was
then
always
skill
one.
Skill 2 cleanse boost. I feel like she's so juiced. She's like an LD5.
So when they made that buff change to her, during that special league season, she boosted my rank so much. I just started abusing her the moment she came out.
Ileana Vigor. Oh
Just
my!
give me
Every
a best
top 10
buy
player
rule
with
set and you
Ileana
won.
Vigor, dude. What do I do?
And
I
you
just
get a
get
shield
boosted
for everybody
down.
that doesn't get invincibility? What?
Correct. Yeah.
I think she needs to be maybe perhaps slightly toned down a little bit.
How?
Not 2 turns, maybe 1 turn on the invincibility at least.
1 turn shield, invincibility. Oh, that's reasonable.
I would just change her second skill to the other.
I think briefing's super strong as well. Cleanse.
I think
plus
you would
strip
take the briefing out of her kit and make it the strip.
The strip is really good too, though.
into cutting magic.
I think into
It's
cutting
right?
magic, and like right now she's so powerful because you can cycle with the
Yeah, you
briefing.
can cycle yourself.
Yeah, because you can cycle yourself and then violent proc and then recycle into briefing. I think the only way you can get rid of that is if you change her second skill to cutting magic, which is the strip skill.
No, you know what they're gonna do, right? They're just gonna make it like Ganny, the Ganny treatment. Just can't briefing herself.
Can't brief yourself.
That's just
But
all
she's
it's gonna
still
be.
super strong. It's such a low cooldown. It's a 2-turn cooldown, right?
Right, but that's probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna do that.
Maybe they split up briefing where if the target's stunned, it doesn't cleanse. And if they're not stunned, then you just give 100 attack bar and cleanse. So if they're stunned, you give 100 attack bar, but it doesn't cleanse them. But if they're not stunned, it cleanses and gives 100 attack bar. Because I think the super strong part about it is breaking a unit out of CC and then instantly giving it a turn. I think that's the busted part about briefing.
I think that kills that skill though. I don't know if it.
Who else uses? Olivia uses it, right?
Yeah,
Olivia uses that as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think not briefing yourself is a good first step. And then if you're gonna change the invincibility to 1 turn, then
I think it's still strong though.
still good.
I think
Like even being able to brief another unit and then viewing, so briefing's up next turn again is just so strong.
To be fair, she does need decent rune quality to work. Like
she needs like your craziest vial set.
She needs a really good set
Like
on her.
literally your craziest vial set goes on her. If you're gonna use her, that's what everybody puts her on. Like your best vial set goes onto her because she's that freaking good.
Fran does that. Fran doesn't cleanse a unit and then give it a turn instantly though. That's the difference.
Yeah, but Fran's a 3-star. Come on, man. He's a 4-star. You know, a little bit stronger.
And everyone has Fran.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna change the second skill though. There's no 2 LDs that have the same second skill.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the case. I never really looked at it that way. So
Does Sylvia have cutting magic as well?
Yeah, Sylvia has the
Sylvia's got
strip.
magic.
What if you swap them around?
I think Sylvia becomes much worse.
Oh,
She's like hello bad.
She doesn't attack using her passive, sir. I don't know.
Oh, I thought Ileana's super strong though. I don't know if she's like busted level. Oh, I think she's close to busted, but I think she's like super strong.
Yeah, she's a good pick now. Like she was a pretty bad unit before that buff. I think she's
the buff was
now.
because like 2-turn invincibility is so big as well, right? Like you protect the unit for 2 turns, and you give 2-turn immunity, and you give a shield for everything that's not invincibility, right?
Yeah.
It's just so much.
That Katarina comp with her is really fun to watch though.
Yeah, Managua used him too. Yeah, I've seen a
They
couple
do
people use it.
the water Horus.
No.
Right?
It uses her, Bastet, Odin, Katarina, and then like a Lucian or something, whatever the last thing is.
And like if you ban the invincibility, like Katarina still does pretty good, you know. Like if she kills something, she gets her own invincibility.
Yeah,
and her S2 hurts. Her S2 does damage. Is juice. Yeah. Hey, did you just get a Sylvia fairy? Yeah, okay. You answer questions very easily without answering the questions. Wow, how nice. All right,
briefing would be so bad on Sylvia because then you don't use the passive, right?
Yeah, as I was saying, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
But then it's too good on Ileana.
Well, I mean,
but she's not broke. Like
I think she just has really high synergy.
She does with a lot of the units.
Like her by herself is like whatever on paper, but when you start adding other things to her, she becomes really strong.
Well, I think she's already super strong by herself. Like just like the self briefing.
Like you can't solo with her,
right? You can like skill 3. Skill 3 has like almost 100% uptime with a single Via proc gapping, right?
Yeah, you have 1 turn down.
If you gap the Via proc, if you gap with a Via proc, she has permanent uptime on skill 3.
How bad is she with Yunhong?
She's nasty with Yunhong and
like
they just boost each other for days. It's disgusting.
You can just boost each other or boost whoever you want. Like there's just so much flexibility now with your comp. That's gross.
Marsha, Ileana, you just don't move. You just watch Marsha 1v4 your team. Well, not 1v4 because technically she takes support. But she just moves 3 times in a row. She has skill 2 up again. You're just dead.
That's gross, dude. I don't even want to think about that. Actually, that's really gross. Oh man. But you know, because she's enabling other comps, and because we are seeing it but not seeing a lot, I think it shouldn't be touched yet. I think it should simmer. It should simmer more so than Beast Riders right now. Right, Beast Riders are getting a lot more attention than Ileana, so it is good. So for players out there that don't know, that if you have an Ileana, pull it out. I would definitely use it. Worst case scenario, at least Guild Wars, but you should definitely use it for sure. I think it's really, really strong. All right, it's on open discussion right now. We got about 5 minutes-ish left. Whatever you guys want to bring up and talk about. Was there any other units on your list, DJ?
Oh, Light Monkey King.
Okay.
They gave Arya a direct upgrade to his 3rd skill. Like, her 3rd skill is better than his 3rd skill now.
He does.
So that's pretty bad.
Is it giant net?
Yeah.
AoE attack speed slow, scaling on HP that sleeps for 1 turn, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
And then
and then Arya does sleep, slow, and glancing.
What?
So it's just a direct upgrade to his skill.
Attack without waking up enemy. You mean Arya?
The light succubus?
Attack without waking up a target under sleep. Puts all enemies
like
under sleep for 1 turn.
Has a
reduces
1 turn
attack
half more
speed
with
and
2 turns slow.
Wait, this skill is actually just legit straight better.
Yeah.
It's just an upgrade.
Wait, that because like usually there's something different or like or whatnot, but this is legit better.
No, it's straight up better.
It also doesn't wake them up from any other sleep prior, and it's with glancing. What the? I mean, the only benefit of Light Monkey King is better base stats, and the skill does more damage, right? But it's pretty negligible when you're talking about these kinds of buffs. Huh?
Do you guys feel bad about single target, like 1 turn CCs?
Why? It's because 2 turn sleep is so much stronger because it can't proc out. And you
I feel like
that's probably why, right?
I feel like the 2 turn sleep is just so powerful because like, all right, Okeanos lands like 20% of his skills, right? And you're like, the one game you get like a 4-man stun, you're like, holy shit, this unit's actually not too bad. And then they just violated the 1 turn stun. You don't even you don't reduce attack bar on Oki, you don't do anything. It's just a 1 turn stun, right? It's violent and it feels super bad.
I do think you should be able to violent when you're multi-turn stunned.
You should be able to violent out of like a 2-turn sleep.
Is that
like
if
you're 2-turn sleep, you violent and you're awake.
It only nerfs Hathor, right? Because what other units? I mean, Elucia as well, but I think Elucia is super strong as well, and I feel like she's really solid. So I wouldn't
like if
mind
it's
her.
only sleep. That's the only thing it would change.
Yeah,
I like that then.
Oh, Patty 2-turn stun.
Right.
You use like Pang or something to extend the stun.
But I think if you can Vire out of 2-turn CC, I think that's like a small nerf because technically it's what 22%, 17%, right?
I like that.
Yeah, and that lets you somewhat come back from a 2-turn Hathor sleep.
Yeah.
And like
Pioneer
skill.
That's actually.
Does that mean you can proc twice now? Does it mean you have to change the proc in RTA?
No. I think you should just be able to get your 1 proc while you're stunned.
Right. So it's
right
like,
now,
it's
if you're
your
2-turned, you can't.
Right, because it's like your 2 turns, right? And it's your turn. You take a turn, and then you go back to sleep, and then you take a turn, and then you're awake then. And then your turn ends. So you procced and you're awake, but you don't get a turn.
Got it.
Okay, yeah. That's
I think that's actually like really. I know like a lot of Hathor owners will complain, but I think that's
nobody gets complained. We've been talking about Hathor for so long.
12 seasons. It's fine.
Because there's no way you can. There's no other way to nerf Hathor without like absolutely butchering her kit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think we've all accepted that you can't change the skills in any way that won't absolutely destroy her.
Right.
So like I guess if you can Vio out of a 2-turn CC, then I think it's fine.
I like that. That's fine. And I mean, if you're still controlling with like Yanni Hathor or some kind of turn cycling like Hathor and Verd, you still should be able to technically do your combos, right? Someone. Yeah. If your opponent didn't draft accordingly to go against it, then they'll be punished.
Punish it. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That'd be a big mechanic to the game that really only directly nerfs those units. Apparently, I mean, there's
like 4 or 5 units. So Hathor, Elucia, Platy, Pang, and Pioneer skill ones.
Pioneer skill ones, yeah, true. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think anybody would be against that. I don't think that changes the dynamic of RTA by a whole lot. So yeah, I like that. I like that idea a lot. Yeah.
And it also gives you the indirect Hathor nerf that people have been asking for a long time.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Okay, I like that. All right, solid podcast here today. Thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate your time. DJ, we're gonna put all the links to all of their streams and their channels down below. Everybody here does stream quite often on the daily. This actually out of this group right here, I might actually say these 5 people, all 5 of us, probably stream the most out of some of the other people that we have. Like, this is the most people. Like, everybody here is almost a daily-ish streamer. So we're going to put their links down below so you guys can check them out. Thank you for joining me. Fairy, it's nice to have you on for the first time, right? I know it's late for you, right? But sometimes, you know, when we have people on the first time, people are a little bit more shy, right? So hopefully we can bring you onto the podcast a couple more times and, you know, give us some more of your input because I appreciate you joining us today. But all right,
sure.
if you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys leave those comments down below. They've been getting juicy. Yeah, and leave those likes and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next live streamer podcast. Peace out.
Bye.
All right, thanks for having me on.
Hey
See you
guys.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.